Hello, everybody, and welcome to Session 2 of Printweaver Journey, a short-term campaign using the Printweaver system by N.L. Morrison. I am your Game Master Mare, and I use they/she pronouns. And before we get started into recaps and everything, let's everyone else introduce themselves and who they are playing today. I don't know, let's start with Lamar.
Top of the morning to you, lots, lasses, both and neither. My name is Lamar the Con Guy, Lemer the Con Guy. I go by he, him pronouns. And I am playing our lovable Kaida. He has a big sword and a puppy. Nope. I think it was Canary? I
A
forgot my
bird.
name. It was
Canary,
Canary.
bird.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
Birds
two
are
birds.
basically just flying puppies. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they are.
They're dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are just really old puppies.
Tiny, adorable dinosaurs.
I love them. Glyza.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they them. I'm on a lot of stuff. If you want to see all the stuff I'm on, just go to bio.link/classical Glyza. I usually update that with my schedule every week. But mostly you can also find all the stuff I'm working on by just going to @classical Glyza everywhere on the socials, especially on Twitter, because I do make all of my announcements there. Today I will be playing Ira Tunglao, our resident Canadian moose, not hunter, rider. That is that they have never successfully ridden one, but soon that nickname will stick and the whole world will know that Canadian moose can be ridden and loved. That is all.
What about Moose Speaker?
Moose Whisperer.
Whisperer.
Moose Whisperer.
That's right. Yeah.
Whisper the moose.
I am happy with the Moose Whisperer as long as I get to ride the moose. That's all that really matters to Ira, to just be like walking in on a moose. That's the dream.
Fair.
And Aki.
Hello, I'm Aki. I had something for this. I really did, and then it just left because now I'm thinking about moose. But you can find me at Akinomi_art for absolutely everything that I do, because I do a lot of things, and it would appear that I can't say no. That's something I have learned about myself recently.
You need a no person. A person that would go, Aki, no.
Actively, yes. And the worst part is I say yes while checking the schedule. I'll be like, oh yeah, I do have 1 hour a day that I don't need to use for sleeping. So like, yeah, sure, I can totally do it.
Aki,
That's usually what
no.
happens. That's what ends up
yes.
happening. I'm in too many things, but I shan't stop being in them.
Yes.
And I believe you have also volunteered to do a recap for us, a special request for a lot of people, apparently.
Yes, yes. So I did this type of recap once, and it's been it's super fun. But since then, I've been like requested to do recaps like when I do streams, because I do them with Pokemon plushies. So for reference, this is Ira because it's fluffy. Okay, so this one's Ira. Okay, this will be Wander because dark and mysterious. Bulbasaur is gonna be Kaida because like big and dad like, but like cute. And this will be Stiff because like the icy cold, mysterious, stiff something gets there. So we started with dad, and I don't remember exactly what you were doing, but you were doing something and you were amazing at it. That's all I remember.
Fair. You know what? Fair.
Ira was gay with
Also
Mara.
fair.
Let's just pretend this is Mara.
Yeah,
And
super
Ira was
gay.
like coming back for the 17th time because Ira wants to be a moose whisperer. And Mara's like, maybe you shouldn't, this shit costs ink, which is like money. And Ira was like, it's not so bad. And then went to do it again. But no, but first lunch. They had a lunch date.
Yes.
And then Wander was wandering, did a little quest for kids to get them specific flowers, and then they saw the guard people come in with a moose and was like, wow, that's a whole moose. And they were like, did you hear about this one person who's a moose rider? And Wander went, no, and went into town. And then Stiff was already in town, and Stiff was in the tavern being stiff, which is like just broody and grumpy, and I don't like friends. The Kaido was there, and so it was like, why don't we talk for a little bit? But no one in this party has charisma, so they didn't talk. Instead, they stared at each other, and then Stiff went away to the room. And then this black goo ink thing kind of led us all together, nice and mysterious like. And we were like, well, oh God, that means the goddess is like calling us, right? And Mara was like, yeah, probably. And so unwillingly, the party became a party and decided, okay, well, we gotta go to it. We gotta follow the mysterious ink. And so we followed the mysterious ink, but not before Wander went and harassed a young worker for moose jerky. And then we got the moose jerky. And then outside, the giant pig, who will be represented by my Canadian narwhal plush, was outside and wreaking havoc. But the Canadian narwhal but the pig, the beast, is usually bled for ink. Was it a hippo?
It was a hippo.
It wasn't a hippo.
It was.
It was a hippo.
It was?
Yes.
So I have an irrational fear of hippos. Hence why I blocked it out. Okay, it was a hippo. Apparently, a hippo, a 6,000-pound adult hippo that can run 30 kilometers per hour.
I don't think you have an irrational fear of hippos. Everybody should be afraid of them.
Hippos are terrifying.
Of like 1,800. I forgot the unit of measurement. But if one were to come at you, you would die quite easily, successfully. There was a hippo. I got bit by a hippo. Oh, I didn't know it was
an actual, like you, Aki?
No, I wouldn't be here if that happened. I mean, Wander got bit by the hippo. I didn't know it was a
times.
Game Wander, not Aki.
No, Game Wander.
Very confused.
We had a really cool fight. Game Wander got bit by a hippo. This recap wasn't supposed to go like this, but I didn't remember it was a hippo. It was a hippo. So we fought a hippo. We won, but at what cost? We bled the hippo dry of the ink. We rested for like a week. I poked a bird, had to rest again because the bird came for my face. And now we are headed to the metal forest that is hippoless. And
that you are aware of.
That, as long as I'm aware of the hippoless. There was a hippo.
We have scarred Aki.
It's not even like, the worst part is it could totally be Canadian because Canadians have house hippos, which is like a really, really tiny hippo. It's mythical. And I'll show you the commercial later. But like, the Canadian house hippo, well, it's the North American house hippo, but it's only in Canada.
I will say that we don't have a lot of house hippos in the States.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway.
I wish there was house hippos in the States. I would have been very happy to be here.
I'm going to hold my judgment until I know exactly what they are.
You're a hippo for your house.
Yeah. Hippos. We've established hippos are terrifying, though.
Yes, but they're cute, terrifying.
They're not house hippos.
Who was it?
They're just like adorable pigs that you can't eat.
No, they're not cute. No.
Anyway.
They don't swim. They run on the water.
No.
When they're coming at you, they don't swim. They can't swim. They live, majority of their lives are underwater, but they can't swim. So when you see those videos of them charging, they're actually just running on the ground floor at you.
This is actual factual information, by the way.
Anyway, thank you, Aki, for this beautiful Pokemon recap. I look forward to it.
I'll do them every time, as long as they're hippoless.
We will be hippoless for the rest of the hopeful campaign. Do not worry. But before I get started, don't forget, we have incentives if you would like to help us raise money for our cast, or if you want to give our players advantages, give me disadvantages so I can give them out later. Or if you want to give out magic items like rings or scrolls, you can do that at our Pally. Advantages are 15, and magic items are... that is the wrong incentives that I put in chat. I am sorry.
It is.
There we go. We are the Printweaver game, not the Once More Into the Void game. Advantages and disadvantages are 10, and magic items are 25. But we start our game. Over the last several days, the four of you have been making your way towards the Metal Forest, towards the north. At the end of last session, you had the option of going towards the Metal Forest, which has the reputation of being very wet and a little hard to traverse, but is above ground, or heading through another path, which is underground, a large tunnel full of rocks and darkness, but is a little quicker. But for everyone's comfort and for the birds, the four of you decided to stay above ground and head that direction. I'd like everyone to please remove 30 drops of ink from their inventory to represent the camps you would have had to make over these last several nights. Because every evening you need to set up a ward, and that's how much it costs per person.
That's expensive camp.
It is expensive camp, but it's either that or your life.
Or make friends with Canadian moose. Do you not see how I care about all of you so that we can have a Canadian moose to befriend?
I don't think that's the way that's going to work.
We shall see.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe in me too.
Speaking of Canadian moose, the three of you are watching a moose riding back off into the woods after having completely trampled Stiff.
Wow.
Stiff died. But with their last live breaths, it told the three of you that they would meet you on the other side of the Metal Forest by taking the other route, which is a little faster, and they will meet you there. And
see you soon, Stiff. Bye.
Moose are terrifying.
That was majestic. I am going to burn the body.
Is
so
that
it doesn't...
okay?
If that... Oh, sorry. That's right. I'm gonna bury it. Oh, wait. Just so that it doesn't become a printless. But...
I'm glad you brought up the printless part, because that was the next... Sorry, go ahead.
Volume.
Sorry, thank you.
I realized me doing this, like I do this when I see something cute, and I was like, oh wait a minute, this doesn't help.
Hello.
Yeah, you know, like you see like a little bee. It's like, oh, bee. You know, like this little cute.
But yes, speaking of the printless, thank you for bringing it up, because that was something I was going to touch upon. For our audience at home, when a traveler dies, their body remains while their essence is spirited off to the last shrine they went to. In Stiff's case, Wells Hollow and Mara's shrine.
Right.
And when a traveler dies and their body is left behind, their form begins to soak up the energies of monsters and ink that is just saturated out throughout the world. And it becomes an entity known as a printless. And a printless hungers for travelers' ink and their prints. And it is the only way a traveler can be killed.
I would like to take action that would cause Stiff's character to not become a printless. Stiff's body right here to not become a printless. Whatever that maybe we can, off screen. But since this isn't Ira's first time dying, Ira knows exactly. I mean, if that's okay, Ira would know how to make it so that this certain body does not become a printless.
Yes. I will say you definitely know how, though you have not been able to implement that tactic on all of your bodies.
Of course, that's a lot. Some of them are like on a moose. So
You would also know that printless dump all items. They just explode from armor and just leave them behind. So for Vin's sake, if the three of you want to split up their equipment for them to pick up next session, I'm not going to take away their equipment from them. We will say that you have it on them without actually being added to your inventory.
I can carry a few things. But I have a very important question for you, Ira.
Yes.
You said you've died 17 times trying to. Have you made sure that your body was recovered 17 times? Or is there just 17 printless out there with moose?
I've at least taken care of 8 of them that I'm sure of.
So there's math left.
Yes. I'm not too worried about those because they've been really trampled badly or on a moose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're fine.
Cool. One quick question. What is your weaknesses?
My weaknesses, moose, really. I just love them.
Okay.
I adore them. They're my weak spot.
Okay. Do you have like any physical weaknesses, like aversion to fire, can't swim, need oxygen at all times, stuff like that?
Are you trying to murder me or something?
Not current you, no.
Oh, okay.
It's always when you're hunting things, you need to know about what they like when you like fish, like worms and sometimes other fish, so you get like the right fish, and then you gotta make sure you get the right type of worms depending on what kind of environment it is. And I just wanted to make sure that when we have to eventually hunt down one of your many deceased bodies, because you seem to like death.
Many is relative. There's like math left. There's like very, very little. There's math left. There's not a lot. I've done 8. I've made sure.
What if all of your printless just like came together like a community, and then
which can happen, like
a
blob? Rat, yeah,
which
like a
happen.
blob. What if like or like a rat
slime,
where they're all stuck together by the butt? And they're like ooh, boo, 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 boo. And Wander's like doing this with their hands, like with their fingies, and so like 3 of them, three really really long ones are just like click clack. Long prosthetic fingers are just like click clacking about as Wander is doing this and going, it's just you. What if it's all you? And what if one is the body of a moose and the rest, the other 16, there are the antlers, and they're like,
not 16. I've taken care of 8.
Yeah, there's math left.
But printless do devour other printless.
They could. Oh,
what do you
it
taste
could be
like
much
then? Like a sandwich?
I don't know. You know what?
But
if I do find moose meat, I will happily ask them if, I don't know. I've never actually met a printless. Just all these things.
Yeah, this is why
I've never really been out. I feel like you two know more about the printless than I do, even though I have more of them.
Yeah, this is why I don't like dying. Because it causes complication. Not only does it hurt, it's the pain. It also causes problems of having like the existential crisis of like myself, having to like deal with myself, and I deal with myself all the time, and it's not fun.
I mean, I just really like mooses.
Creating
That's
a possible an
moose.
abomination that can destroy all life. Yes.
Yes, Mises?
No, it's
Moose?
just moose because there's no Greek term for it.
No,
like the
there's
fact.
no plural group for moose.
Mhm.
One is all you need.
It's like fish.
It's fish.
I mean, there's fishes.
On a side
Yeah,
note,
but
when you asked Iro what their weaknesses were, I was thinking of like Jumanji. So it was like they touch their chest and like a whole screen showed up. It just says moose.
Moose.
It's like strengths.
oh, the new Jumanji.
Yeah, the
Yes.
new Jumanji.
Yeah,
the
the
new
new
one.
Jumanji.
I'm over 30.
Yep, I was thinking the old.
I was
Jumanji.
thinking of the new one. I
was
saw
like-
the old one before.
The old one was good. I mean, the old one is great. I don't want to sound like a heathen and being like, oh, the old one, whatever. But the old one was good. I also enjoyed the new one a lot. So.
Yeah, the new one
The
was
one
very
of the
fun.
ancients. The ancient texts were good.
The
I
ancient.
appreciated the ancient text.
to put a date on myself, I grew up with Zathura. So that's the one that I saw first before Jumanji. So just to put an actual like number on myself, Zathura is the one that I grew up with.
Anyway,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Yeah, I actually am out here to learn my weaknesses to see what makes me weak. So I'm sorry if that's not very helpful.
It's okay. I just preparing. Anyway,
Right. Well, do you have any weaknesses?
yeah. I am weak to stabbing. I'm weak
that
to
most people
drowning.
are?
I'm weak to like fire if it's like on my skin, like if I get too close, or like on me. Um, I'm weak to poison. I'm weak to a pretty face and a smile.
Aw.
Um,
Oh,
I'm weak to.
But are you weak to the point of dying with a pretty smile? Because
physically?
Wander
well,
has like a really good smile, and Wander is pretty. So
This is true. I don't.
you're also you have a nice smile when you bring it out. I usually see it when you're talking to your canary. That's not an innuendo at all.
Kaida is going to. His eyes are going to bug out wide and go. Huh. Oh, a priestess told me to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Is your
You just
bird,
start walking away.
is
Wait,
your bird
wait.
out, Kaida?
Oh, it's like yes.
Okay, okay.
wait, how many times have you died? How many? Wait, you're too far. How
Huh?
many
Huh?
times have you died?
He could walk. Follow. him.
Kaida will like turn to his little canary friend. And is like, I was told about math times.
Much less than my math time.
More than 0.
Yes.
Probably about this many.
Oh.
Was it 4? Like 4 times. Yes.
All right.
He can
Well-
count. He can count ink, but not anything else.
All right. Well, I guess we should go. Continue our thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Your little bird, Shibu, is not constantly, but occasionally whistling in your ear. And as the three of you continue north, the canopy of trees overhead, some light shining between the leaves and illuminating this thin deer path that the three of you are following. As it's after you've been walking for maybe a couple more hours, you do occasionally see traces of metal, large beams interspersed throughout the woods. The ground is getting a little more damp, and the air just smells a little more wet and mildewy. But I'd like everyone just to roll me one die and let me know if it's a success or a fail.
What die do we roll again?
This would be a dex if you want, but this is just more of going to be a luck type thing. It's
Success or fail?
just success or fail.
Super fail. I rolled one dice and I super failed it. Like if there's one fail to have, it was that one.
Okay.
It's a D10, right? We're rolling a D10.
Yeah, just roll a single d10 for me, please.
Success threshold is 6 and up. Was
Six and
it
up.
or
Six
6
and
and up?
up.
Okay, then
I got a success.
I also have a success. Right at 6.
Okay. So Ira and Wander and Kaida, though you're a little your result's a little different than the other two. All of a sudden, over the canopy of leaves above you, something you cannot see, but all of a sudden the rustling of trees grows apparent as a strong wind blows through, and the sun is blocked out for a good 5-6 seconds as something flies overhead, whipping up the leaves and the ground and dirt underneath of you. Ira and Wander, you're able to keep your balance, but Kaida, this wind knocks you on your ass, and your little canary Shibu is struggling to not hit any trees as this gust of wind blows their small form away a little bit. Though you hear nothing but wind and trees and twigs and leaves for a good second.
All right.
You see Kaida immediately panic looking for Shibu.
Like,
Tweet!
for a second, it takes like a moment, but Shibu does end up flying back. They are unharmed, but definitely ruffled.
He will just like he'll pull out like this little harness that attaches to his shoulder thing, and like Shibu sit, and so it allows him to like buckle Shibu down.
Oh, little buckle.
It's like a little seatbelt for it.
Oh my gosh.
For not the first time wind has blown Shibu away, is it adorable?
Can Ira go, oh, and then like in Ira's mind, they're writing down a plan to create a little like seat belt for when they finally get their moose. All right, cool. That's so smart. Okay.
Anyway, Kat will look around and say, okay, well, what just happened? And also my butt hurts.
Are you okay?
Pride's a little damaged, but physically fine.
Okay. Just a little bit of a weird thing. Pretty weird. Yeah, I don't.
Did you guys see anything?
Oh no, I was too busy. I wasn't paying attention. I was here and I was vibing, and then my hat the wind in my hat. So I did this, and that means I can't see anything. I just where'd you get that buckle for your bird? Buckle your bird, bird your buckle. Wanda's gonna frolic.
I made it one time. Shibu flew away, and I couldn't summon them back for a while, and I found out that they were just like injured, and so I made them a buckle so they can like feel safe and secure, especially when I'm in the middle of a battle and I have to do a bunch of like twirly things. And when you do twirly things, the wings just kind of make them float and flap around. Sometimes they get flung, and sometimes they get hit by my sword. And so I made a buckle so they don't get accidentally chopped in half.
Does
And then I have
does Shibu become printless too?
no Shibu just becomes dead, and I have to be alone for 24 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Seek
Right?
therapy.
I've talked to a lot of priestesses about stuff like that, and that's why they said when someone compliments you about your physical appearance, you're supposed to say thank you and not just immediately run away.
Guide as a mood?
Yeah. That is correct. Yes. Shall we continue?
Yes. I was like, yes.
Right. Wow. This is. I can't believe I'm the most charismatic of the group. This is great. Let's go, y'all.
We made the best charisma character.
So charisma, much personable.
Much charisma.
The pathway after whatever passed above the three of you, there are more debris on the path, but it is still easy to follow. And probably about another hour passes by, and some of the greenery does open up, though you are still in a lightly sparse wooded area. But at some point, you see a large ring of mushrooms. And in that ring of mushrooms is a small hut, probably no bigger than a tool shed. And sitting outside on a rocking chair is a little old woman.
Hello. Hi. And I'm like trying to bend to like, hi. Good morning.
It's afternoon.
Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm a little turned around with time.
And she is holding a small clay mug in her hands, which are a deep void black in comparison to the rest of her light skin. And especially Ira, but everyone would notice this if you have spent any time at a shrine, that this is a print weaver.
Oh, right.
Like Mara?
Like Mara.
Oh, okay. We found the checkpoint. I say this out loud.
Save point.
Yes, dearies.
Hello.
Are you traveling?
Yes. We are following, if I remember correctly, it's the Providence.
That's the goddess, but
yeah,
you're not 100% sure what you're following. You're following some kind of ink.
That's why I said we're following, because Mara said the Providence usually, whatever. And I said, oh, we're on a mission from the Providence.
Well, I hope it goes.
Mission from God.
Mission from God. Well, would you like to spend some time here and rest before heading on?
That would be lovely. And I look at my two companions.
Yes, because we had a bird incident.
A bird incident?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, say hello to Shibu. he like unbuckles and offers Shibu to hang out with the princess lady.
Shibu will fly over to this older woman and she'll hold out her fingers for him. Hello, Shibu.
Shibu's a good test of character.
I can see that. As the three of you do pass over this mushroom ring, the fairy ring, you do feel yourself not refreshed, but definitely there is like a perk up of this is where I will be. It's a connection. Ira, this is like the first time you've ever felt this. This is the first other shrine you've been to outside of Well Hollow. But
did you guys feel that little thing in your...
Yeah. It makes you feel like you're clenching your tuchus.
Kind of like rainbows in your mouth.
Or moths in your belly. Or when you get all that prickly up your skin because it's cold, but only for like a half second.
Or like when something goes down your spine and you're like, oh.
Yes, yeah. And you're like, is that a creepy crawly? And no, it's just sweat, which is arguably worse.
Or like
I don't know. I think creepy crawlies are worse than sweat.
No, what if you have a lot of sweat in your armpits and then everywhere you go, it looks like your armpits peed? Because it's like this, and it's like this, and then it goes down. I wear a lot of layers.
I think creepy crawlies are worse. But definitely, you walk to your own path, of course. So if you think the sweat is worse, then I will believe you. But yes, I felt a little bit of a thing there. That's really cool. Does that mean when I die, I show up here? Cool. We've asked Kaida this, but Wander, how many times have you met the Earth?
Yes. 3 times, and I hold up the 3-finger prosthetics.
Nice.
Not everything comes back sometimes.
That is new because everything usually comes and then I put up my finger that's just like ink. I don't know if I ever had any of this as a normal finger. Maybe the first time, but I've always just remembered this as ink. So, and then this is just like ink floating around in the shape of a pinky.
Mine's solid, but it's ink. It's
nice.
Just, it's like to quote RuPaul's Drag Race, it crystallized. It solidified.
There's a RuPaul Drag Race in Fantasy Canada.
There it is. We do. We got it.
It's a moving circus
Absolutely.
caravan.
As the three of you were talking, this little old print weaver lady, wearing a really like big, oversized, like crocheted shawl, went back inside her little shed and has come out with 3 small baggies and balanced it on like one on top of the other, like 3 more clay cups, and begins like walking her way over to you. Would you like some tea and cookies and crackers before you go on? Where are you heading? This is a very dangerous direction.
We're following ink, so we kind of don't know where we're heading.
She'll hold up. I don't know how tall everyone is, but she's definitely less than 5 feet, so she's just holding everything up to
Oh no,
I'm
Kaida
5'4".
immediately took it.
Oh, okay,
He's
perfect.
already like, thank you. Eating and drinking.
It is a light, refreshing, minty tea.
I like your tea.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know it's a saying from a bards of Brothers of Blue, but we're on a mission from God. We were told to follow this pull, this tug, like we're being summoned. And I met, these two I met in a tavern after a creepy one stared at me for several hours, and then we fought a giant knot moose, and now we drained all of its ink for currency, and now we're going through here. And the creepy one died from a moose attack, not that one, but the creepy one. And now we're here. Hopefully, if we die, we'll see you again. I
The
don't want to see you again. I mean, I don't.
I understand, dearie. Dying
Okay.
is painful, but
the
Yes.
the monster from underneath Valhalla, it had awoken, and though we were able to bring it down, and though that was what maybe my town wasn't really happy because they really needed it. I feel like ending the suffering was the better choice.
she kind of like pats your hand. Your lives are always very interesting, at the least.
I have a quick question. A couple of walks ago, there was a large gust of wind that kind of like blew me on my butt. Um, what was that?
Ah. And she kind of like toddles back over to her chair and just like settles herself in while just rocking and looking at the three of you. If you'd like to sit, you're more than welcome to. And there's like a log that can be used as a chair if you would
Title will
like.
sit.
And she like looks at the three of you, one from Kaida to Ira to Wander to Shibu. You must be talking about Scarlet.
What?
Scarlet. Scarlet's a monster in the area. They're very large. They nest. Their nest is a little in the city. They were probably out hunting.
What do they normally hunt?
They like to snack on moose.
Oh,
The
so
way you
they're
said
big.
snack made the moose seem small, and moose are really big, ma'am. I've seen them. They're I've tried riding them. They're big,
large.
That is correct.
mega fauna.
Yes,
Is the Scarlet much?
very big.
I see.
But if you stay out of her territory, it will be fine.
My eyes are lighting up, not out of fear.
What?
I hope everyone can tell what they're lighting up with.
Oh no. You see, this one enjoys death quite a bit.
I wouldn't say enjoy death. I don't enjoy death.
A
You are
thrill seeker.
a frequent flyer. Get it? I'm full of charisma.
That's a good
All
one.
of this is being said out loud.
Thrill seeker, maybe, but more of friend seeker. I want to make friends. They may not like me as much, but eventually my name will spread as the friend maker. It should, right? Right?
Miss Print Weaver Lady, now that we know that there's a large monster that can kill moose, I think we should continue on our thing. But question, do you have any idea where we're going or what's calling us?
Give me a moment, my dear. By the way, you may call me Valere. Instead of-
Valere.
Miss Printweaver is far too formal.
Thank you.
I'm gonna find a
Ma'am,
place to write
Valere.
that down.
I'm gonna roll to see if she'll know. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I lean all the way over to Kaida, who's probably much taller, and I whisper, I was just gonna call her old lady.
You should call her by her proper name, which is Printweaver Lady.
She is staring down into her tea mug. And if any of you are watching, her hands of an inky black begin to drip as she takes one of her fingers and runs it along the rim. And the mug begins to overflow with ink and onto her lap, ruining, or maybe not ruining, but definitely landing on her shawl. And she looks down into it. You are on a very, as you said, important mission from Providence. That is true. She wants you to take care of something up north, in a very old town with an old shrine. But I don't know much more than that.
Okay.
You know why us?
That I don't know. She must, I can guess, and my belief is she might think that you have the correct amount of skills or drive or strength to do it.
You know how far away it is from here?
Far.
Yeah.
There is a mountain range very far north where it snows and the top of the mountains are covered in ice.
We're going north of Canada. Gotcha.
We will not survive.
That is always a possibility.
You guys shouldn't fear death. You should learn it as a learning experience.
The inability to die is a slow and decaying way to way you lose your humanity, as living is simply the understanding of having to have a finite amount of time to explore and conceive a meaning within the short amount of time you have. If you don't have death, there is no life, and so you're essentially just a repeating cycle of air and nutrients, cycling over and over again until eventually you've learned everything you can, and then you essentially become aware that you are nothing.
Correct. I haven't reached that yet.
That was so insightful.
I'm very excited.
Valere nods along with Kaida. That is a very insightful experience and interpretation of your gifts. And not an incorrect one for some people.
Yeah, we're cursed. Far. Is there other Printweaver, is there any other temples between here and there?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
You
This is
wanna,
the after. How deep into the afternoon are we right now?
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Aki, first?
I was gonna ask Kaida, do you just wanna rest here for tonight? You look like you're going through it. I don't know where or what it is, but it seems you're going through it.
I go through things all the time. Doorways, trees, paths.
I'm talking about this. Okay, look, I like, I'm all over the place, but you were surely on something.
Maybe rest is good.
Yes, maybe sleeping is the best idea.
In a safe circle. I think we're safe. I don't
Are
know.
we safe?
Mushrooms are ominous.
You are safe, though I would advise not to eat the mushrooms.
Very good. Thank you for telling Kaida that, because there are edible mushrooms.
They are very toxic.
These are not edible mushrooms.
If you look at them, they are, of course, ink cap mushrooms.
Oh yeah, don't eat those. Uh, that works. Kaida will.
And to answer your question, Lamar, it is early afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, might as well rest here.
Yeah.
And,
Are there any? Valere tells you that the three of you are. It's not a really large circle. It is big enough for you to sleep, but not big enough for you to like have too much privacy, because it's just literally her small shed and a very large circle of mushrooms and like a small garden. Enough to keep you safe, but not enough for privacy.
shared room Airbnb. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically. If you need anything, please help yourself to the garden. If you need anything, there is a small stream outside the protection of the mushrooms. If you need water. And if you need anything else, I'll be in my hut. Yes, my dear.
No, I don't know how the post office system works here. I would like to write a letter to my friend in Well Hollow. And I was wondering if there's like, how does the post system work in this world?
Is this a question for me or for Valere?
For you, but like Ira is also asking Valere, how does the post system work here?
If you're asking if anyone comes out to collect mail from me, the answer is no. But depending on who you're sending it to, I might be able to assist you.
I would like to send it to my friend, hopefully eventually, maybe more. But my friend, Mara, they're back home, and I would like to keep them up to date with what's happening.
Mara used to come visit me when she was a girl. She's a very delightful young woman. I used to babysit her.
She's always been that there forever. So hearing that she was young, very cool.
She had the cutest little dimples as a child.
That is awesome. Tell me more. And basically, Iris just gonna be hanging out with Valere, like just asking for more information about Mara, and just be like, yes, all of these things. Tell me.
The long and short of it is she tells you that Mara used to travel around when she was younger. Got into a lot of trouble. Died several times before eventually settling off into Well Hollow. And she can also send a letter for you to Mara.
Awesome. And I will write that letter, and later I will read the letter out later.
Okay. Is there anything? Oh, go ahead. I was going to ask if anyone else wanted to do anything.
Yeah, Mark. Question. This silver ring that you gave me, that telepathic messages to those he knows. What is the range of that?
I can tell you in just a second. I will double check. What was the name of the?
I don't remember. You gave me a silver ring that gives me telepathic messaging to those he knows.
And that's exactly what it says.
That's what you told me.
I'm gonna say there's no range. And if we need to retcon it later, we can. But I'm gonna say no
Very
range.
good. Anyway, he's gonna use the ring to talk to Shibu. Just let Shibu fly around.
Oh. Yeah, Shibu. For your bird, it's not so much like words that you hear back, but you do get like impressions and like emotions, and a general sense of not what they actually see, but like how they interpret what they see.
Affirmation, wall, tree.
Yeah. Bug. Tasty.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of singing.
Yep. So everyone just sees Kaida just holding his ring, just looking around at Bird. Bird.
And you all hear bird song at some point. But only a single bird song, which is Shibu.
Which is good. Can you go? I don't want the moose eater to sing at us. I think what Wander mostly does is Wander will like go occasion like we'll probably go like to the stream, refill like water and stuff, come back, stretch their leggies. You know, it's super, super chill. Um all while like humming or something and probably poking the mushrooms just for the sake of poking it, you know, with the prosthetic fingies. And then they'll go, oh no, my fingies. And then they have to go back to the stream to wash it. But they'll come back and poke it again. And it's like one of those things where it's like it's water is very, very curious, but also this is chill time. So it's like curiosity on the down low. You know, it's like you walk into a room and you forget why you're there, and then you come back and you're like, oh, right, food, and then you go back and you're like, why am I here again in the kitchen that has all the food? You know, it's like one of those things.
How far away do you wander from camp, or do you just go to the stream and back, or you wander again?
Unless I see something really cool, I will not wander too far.
There isn't really anything super interesting in the area. It's mostly the sounds of the stream burbling throughout the woods. You do hear Shibu. You see a deer eating some grass off in the distance. And I think you will also hear the sound of a large splash way off in the distance, like far, far away.
Well, now I kind of want to poke.
Far, like I'm talking like miles.
Also, your volume.
From now on, whenever we do this,
okay,
it's just volume.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is a good sign for it.
Cute too. We're just like finger talking.
Soft.
And something like a whale song.
Ooh. Whales.
That's like the most equivalent I can give you.
Yes. Wander loves whales in character because they both start with W. Could I fish like Animal Crossing style?
You would need to go up or down river a little bit, but there where it's a little wider and a little deeper, but yes.
Because then I think that is also a good use of time. Fishing, hopefully we can eat something fresh instead of all this moose jerky that I brought. Yeah.
Do you want to roll to fish?
Yeah. What do I roll to fish?
I will. This would probably be a dex. So however many dice you have for dex.
Yes. That will be one success, but I did roll a 10.
Okay.
If that means anything.
You were able to get one fish. At least one.
Can it be a long fish?
It can be a long fish.
Yeah. I get the long fish. I hold it like over my shoulders by like the tail. God, no, it would still be kicking. So I'm holding it like this.
Oh God. It's just
flip flaps.
Floundering around. Mm-hmm. But you are able to go back to camp with a fish.
Yeah. It's still like freaking magic carping it, you know, using splash and whatnot, as I bring it over. And then I drop it in front of it's probably in front of Kaida, since you're the closest, I'm assuming. And I'd be like, I have procured pure parkour pure. I produce fish.
It is a big fish.
It is a big fish.
Is this eating fish?
It's eating fish.
Longsword cuts off its head immediately.
Is it cooked?
Not yet. It's fresh. We can eat fish. If the the nice old lady whose name I am forgetting right now because we just met, also would
That's
like
okay, dear.
fish.
I didn't get your names either.
That's true.
Ira,
Wow.
I am Mara's friend. Yes.
Kaida, who's already in the middle of like gutting and scaling the fish. It's like, oh, I'm Kaida. That's Shibu. Uh,
And go back.
yep.
I am Wander. I brought the fish.
I have a small, and then she motions off to like a small fire pit. You can cook there. Or if you would like to trade a little bit, I can give you some spices for it. If I can have some.
Yes, yes, I was gonna give you some anyways, but now we have spices and we can do this nicely. Do you want the fish guts?
Yes. Unless and someone else wants to eat them. If not, I can use them for fertilizer.
Yes. I don't know what to do with the bones either. So if like if you want those parts, you may have those parts unless I mean Ira likes moose. Maybe Ira also likes fish.
I mean, I'll eat them, but if I could ever meet a whale big enough I can ride.
I heard a whale when I was, but like it was super far away. And I hope it's in the same direction we gotta go. I like whales.
You're talking. You might have heard blue.
Blue.
Yes.
Is
Ooh.
blue nice?
I've
Or
never
can
met
be
blue.
nice? Oh.
I just call them blue. Because I just have heard other travelers talk about them as they've traveled through the Metal City. Metal Forest. I just know they live there.
Well,
In the forest?
The,
The
Metal,
Metal
Forest.
Forest? well, we are headed that way.
What if it's the whales that still have their legs?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
Whales have legs. They used to walk around and then they evolved.
But the
For the
Metal
sea.
Forest has water on it. Like there's metal poking out, right?
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah.
But what if they still have legs?
They'd be like land mooses.
There's only one way to find out.
We're gonna see a whale. Yay.
And
Kaida's like mid, like trying to stuff his face with like whirl.
Yeah, there's a whale. I heard it that way. Oh wait, no, that. Ooh, you walk this way. You turn this way. The stream is there, and then you turn that way. It's like Wanderer's trying to give directions, but like it just looks like it looks like a weird compass, like a person compass. That's what's happening.
while Wander is talking, Valere points in the direction that Wander is. Where Wander actually means, which is the direction you've all been traveling, which is north. Is there anything else the three of you would like to do before we move on to the next day?
Other than eat the fish.
More
Is the
adorable
fish good?
shenanigans.
The fish is good, yeah. Ira, do you also give Valere a letter?
Yes. So this is the content of the letter.
Mhm.
And it basically says, "My dearest Mara, I have reached Valere's little mushroom circle house thing." And that's exactly how it's written. She has told me many things about you when you were younger, and I absolutely adore that because I never really met you when you were younger, and she tells me that you were very cute, and I tend to agree when it comes to those things about you. I am safe currently. I believe you might have met Stiff. It got trampled. It's not my fault this time around. I was not trying to ride a moose. It took us by surprise and took Stiff. So if you get this letter and you're still able to like talk to Stiff, tell them I said hi, I guess. And I very much, and you can tell that there's like a pause there where she's like, love, like try, and I like you to be safe. All my love, Ira. And then here you go.
Valere takes it and smiles at you and begins to like roll it up, like so it's cylindrical, and puts it in her tea mug and just pushes it down until you no longer see it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mara is a very intelligent young woman. I have every confidence in her abilities to send you a reply if she is alive, which I don't think much can kill her.
This is good. Because in our friendship, I'm the one that does the dying. So
I wish for Wander to be in the background eating fish and just goes, friendship. In your friendship. That's what I would also like to do. I would like to spend my time to try and teach Shibu some tricks. Specifically, I would like to like I use a fish bone to help and be like, can you jump? Like hop over this, like that, to test its strength in hopping. It's like if this was the ground, this is the stick, like or the fish bone. It's like very, very like easy, hopefully tests that Shibu can do. And I will also try to teach Shibu to lift its wing for this.
I did roll. Shibu is attached to their best friend, Kaida.
Damn.
And looks at you like, what are you doing?
Doesn't stop me from trying.
Oh, they both are looking at Wanderer going, what are you doing?
I'm trying to teach Shibu some tricks.
Like the simultaneous like head cock from the two of you.
Trying to teach
What?
Shibu some tricks.
Oh. Like fly and wave?
No. Well, one is hopping because Shibu's so small, and if Shibu's wings get hurt, then Shibu has to hop. So if Shibu sucks at hopping, Shibu's not hopping. Shibu's stuck.
As soon as you say something like to the turn of like Shibu gets hurt, you see Kaida's face turn like darken and his eyes like become very pointed. He goes, nothing will hurt Shibu. Do not worry about that.
Shibu's a tiny bird. Lots of things can hurt Shibu, like the wind, rain on the feathers, because the feathers then get wet, and then Shibu can't go anywhere. And like there's a bigger bird around, that's scary, and like a perfectly aimed rock, or if the seatbelt is on too tight.
Kaida will just kind of grab onto the hilt of his sword. And you say, weather, rock, bird, death itself shall never take Shibu away from me. This I promise.
Is Shibu like? Does Shibu come back to life? Like,
I can summon Shibu again. Yes.
So Shibu is like
true immortal.
So Shibu is like like one of us. I wonder if there's like little Shibu printless.
Oh, they'd be cute.
And then there's like little Shibu zombies.
No, there's only one Shibu. This is the only Shibu that exists. There's the only
Right,
Shibu
right.
that's ever existed, and this is the only Shibu that ever would get defended. It kind of was like just get a little frustrated and stand up and like walk away from the place. And the whole Shibu was like, don't worry. They don't understand. Okay, it's okay. You don't need to be afraid, Shibu. It's great."
This man.
And then I'm gonna
this
look.
bird.
I'm gonna look at Wander, and I was like, "Huh? I never thought I would meet a traveler a bird. That's interesting."
Well, it makes sense when you think about everything else, right? Like this, like all the beasts that bleed ink, they gotta come from somewhere.
Do
right?
you
So-
think I can also find a traveler moose?
Oh my god.
Can you summon a
Uh,
moose? That'd be a
me-
thing.
Maybe. I mean, I don't want to tell you no because I don't know. But I also don't want to tell you yes because you'll go try to find it.
I mean,
Um,
we've already established that I'm going to find it. I just want to. I'm going to get a pet moose. That is my goal in
I
life.
wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm going to go to bed though. So I'll see you off in the morning.
Thank you.
Good night.
Valere
I'm
will
like
turn
waving, and as I wave, I go, I cannot retain her name.
It's Valere, but I usually just call her ma'am. That's
Valere.
usually what I do if I don't remember people's name. I just go
I keep wanting to call her Valere, like she's a fresh prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh my god.
Bel Air.
I know it's incorrect because she is not a fresh prince, but a humble woman.
Is it
Schrodinger's
Can't be a
princess.
Fresh Prince.
They're both Fresh Prince and a Fresh
Oh
Prince.
my god.
Both are true.
Is it okay if I head to the next morning?
Yes.
Yes.
The shenanigans, that's enough
We are
shenanigans.
done with the shenanigans.
Okay. Beautiful.
We're just talking nonsense now.
The Valere does see you off in the morning with a small water skin that has hot tea in it, actually, for the three of you. So if you continue heading north, you will eventually hit the metal forest within the next 2 hours. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please be safe, and I hope you're strong swimmers.
Are we strong? Yeah, I can swim. Totally swam. It's totally fine.
And if you're not strong swimmers, I'm sure I will see you soon.
See you soon.
With the energy of Nurse Joy.
And the three of you head off north again. As you are walking, 1 hour, 2, the scenery changes. The trees turn into these long pillars of metal with rock seemingly stretching between them. Like the rock's only no more than a foot wide. It's crumbling. You see large poles of wood, rotten wood and metal, wires on the ground and once looking like they've been strung from pole to pole. And more buildings appear, or what used to be buildings, now stripped and crumbling, only the metal supports remaining. And it is very quiet. After the first hour, it comes apparent that you don't hear birds, you don't hear wildlife. You don't even hear wind anymore ruffling through the trees. It's just your footsteps on small splashes of water or ground or rock.
I look at my companions and I go, Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that our voices are still working because I don't hear anything other than me talking right now. Do you hear anything?
I hear you talking, but this is also the silence that comes normally before a large monster is about to attack.
Shibu is feathers are slicked down as far as they can go. And his little claw feet are like really holding tight into your shoulder.
Just gives him a little nudge on the head. And make sure he's fastened down well. Now remember, Shibu, if I go down, you're to fly away, okay? And I'll find you again.
Shibu's gonna be fine. You will come back. Shibu will come back, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anything bad happens, we can hide Shibu too.
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure Shibu is okay, okay? That's all. That's all I really need, okay? No matter what happens
I mean,
to me,
if
I'll
you
be fine.
die, something would have happened. I mean, well, I guess.
If I
Um,
die, just make sure that Shibu's free, and they'll fly away until I can find them again.
Okay.
I
So
can't wait. I can't wait till none of that works. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
the eventually, after about these two, it actually ends up being closer to 3 compared to what Valere said. The wood line opens up into when it is a metal forest is an understatement. You see these large poles of metal, what looked like to be old buildings towering and high up into the sky. Now completely also submerged in water. There is a huge lake in front of you and lots of rocks, and it's hard to see a path. There are stones leading off in every direction that you can looks like that can be used to hop from. But the most interesting thing you see as you break the tree line and come into what is essentially what used to be a city, like New York or something along those lines. All the buildings broken and decayed, are these really large red to black feathers, larger than Kaida, looking like they have been flung into solid concrete. And there is a old stains of blood underneath them.
Like, you said old things, right?
Like rust red, like dry.
Rust. Okay. I was gonna ask if there was a way to determine how fresh they were, but if they're old, then it's just gonna look yucky.
And that's actually, we're going to take a break.
Oh, everything's gonna die.
We're all gonna be fine. It's
gonna be
okay.
fine.
If we have to fight the whale, I'll be sad.
I don't want to fight the whale. I want to ride the whale and be friends with the
Information.
whale.
We're gonna ride the whale, sky whale.
Anyway, everybody, we'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. Please stretch, pet your pets, and we'll be back soon. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Hello, everybody. We are back from break. I hope everyone had a nice, relaxing time. We last left off with our group seeing several, like 3 to 4 extremely large feathers that have pierced through rock. And where has been pierced just a lot of old, dried blood.
I think we should keep going.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yup.
It's not. We were told about the about the bird, Scarlet. The Scarlet.
Do you think this is a work of Scarlet?
That's pretty big feathers.
Yeah.
This could just be Scarlet.
I mean, as long as we're not in the territory, we're safe. But I don't know how birds mark their territory.
It's true. Well, the we should go. This place is creeping me out a little bit.
My question for you is, how do you plan on moving through the metal forest? Because it looks like there's a lot of, well, water, just in general water, and it's dark enough and dirty enough where it's hard to visually see how deep it is just by looking down into it. There's a lot of fallen walls, metal that can be climbed on, but it doesn't look like there's any specific known path that you could go through. So, swimming, climbing, walking.
Jumping on the metal pole, like not like the metal stuff. We could Flappy
Like-
Bird it.
Oh, like parkour.
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 Parkour?
Yes. I feel like
That's
we could
when you-
parkour it.
Yeah, that's like when you kind of like you climb up on the walls, hop down to wherever you can. It's very like improvised, sort of.
I agree. We should definitely do that.
Parkour.
But yeah, parkour. It's parkour. Or we could try to build a boat, or not a boat, like a raft.
Would we have enough time?
Um,
Have
it's a good question.
You'd have to go looking for materials because a lot of what was around you is rock and stone. Anything that looks like that it used to be wood or some lightweight material looks like that has degraded beyond use. Like it's like moldy or just waterlogged. So along those lines. So you'd have to go either like go back and cut some trees down for a raft, but
I'm going to I'm going to unbuckle Shibu.
okay.
I'm going to ask them to just do a quick sweep around the water and let me know or hover around any disturbances they might see, like ripples and stuff like that.
Yeah, I will say that happens. Shibu, I think, has a stat that's half of your highest, I believe.
3
Correct?
points of my highest and half of my vitality.
Okay, I'm just
So
gonna.
she has a 3 strength. It's a strong canary. And rounded down 6 vitality.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll 3 just in general for success.
It's a strong canary.
Yes, so Shibu takes off, gives you a little nuzzle, looks very hesitant. It takes a second for them to finally jump off, but she will eventually start flapping around and looking around. Very quickly goes out of sight because it is varying heights of buildings and such like that. You can't see her, so you can't see her hovering. So instead she comes back and immediately almost dive bombs your shoulder and just like begins to get real close to your head.
Oh, what? It's okay. It's okay, Shibu. It's okay. Taito will just point in the direction where Shibu came from. Whatever's over there, not good. So there's where we go.
Yeah.
And I guess Kaido will just start walking that way. He'll buckle down Shibu, give him a little piece of bread.
But you are walking in that direction she came from, or you're not walking in that direction she came from?
I'm gonna try to stealthily walk in the direction they came from.
I
Just to
thought
get
that was
out.
the bad direction.
Wait, are we? I'm sorry, I might be stupid. Are we trying to avoid this thing and continue to walk? Or are we trying to see this thing and eliminate it?
I would like to avoid it unless unless God is telling us to go kill that bird. because it's a giant bird, and we are on we have a very big disadvantage for fighting unless we can suddenly water walk.
Very good. We will go the opposite. Kind of go. Thank you.
Mhm.
And go the opposite direction.
Okay.
There's also like a potential evil whale, right? Like if it's an
Currently,
orca,
it's not
an
evil
enemy.
yet.
Yeah, no. If it's an orca, it's an enemy. If it's any other whale, we're pretty much good. But if it's an orca, it's an enemy because they're the douchebags of the sea. But like, yeah, they're really bad.
They're really
Douchebags
mean.
of the
First
They're
of all,
super mean.
First
You're
of
not,
all,
it's not that you're wrong. It's that you're
First of all-
hilariously right.
first of all, the orcas, the whales, they're just lovely.
They're absolutely lovely, but they
They're-
also do things like slap seals into the stratosphere for fun, not even to eat them afterwards.
I like
it's for
how our
fun.
game has just become random animal facts.
It is the one thing I'm really good at. I know a
And
ridiculous
I love
amount of
that
animal
orcas
facts.
have been brought up because
This is
if
the
I
most
could- I could
random
ever-
episode, the Magic School Bus, I have ever seen.
If I could ever shift into any animal, it would be the orca, and just have fun. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see if this is an evil whale or not. It could just be a normal whale.
Well, if it's regardless, we don't wanna swim.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
Parkouring.
Parkouring
Okay.
might be what we have to do. In which case, I don't think you need to buckle Shibu though. Shibu
Yeah.
might do better unbuckled.
Being able to fly.
Because if you, I hope not, but if you fall in the water, you would take Shibu with you.
And you don't want to take Shibu with you in that case.
Unbuckles.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
Parkour.
I'm going to say I know how hard parkour is, and it is a mix between strength and dexterity. So I'm going to allow you to choose which one you are rolling from. This
I
will
wanna do
be
strength.
a decently difficult check. You will need 4 successes to start getting where you need to go. This will be multiple checks as you begin to travel across the metal forest. So either strength or dex. And if you want to add any additional points from your pool, please go ahead.
Get my.
If you fail, you will be taking damage or going in the water depending on where you are at. But
Okay.
potentially both.
You said 4 successes each time?
This one is going to be specifically 4. Because this is your first initial, like, trying to get where you need to go. And it's your unfamiliar territory. I'll let you know what the other ones are later.
Oh, I'm just.
All right. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you said I could use a strength.
You can use
Point.
points from your strength pool if you would like.
Okay. So I'm going to roll 1 more. So I'm
Yeah,
going to take it
same.
from my strength.
Okay.
So I already have 3. So let's see.
Thank Jeebus.
Oh.
Whew.
It was so basically I have 2 10s and 2 8s.
Okay. And what about you, Wander?
I was rolling with 4 dice in general. I got 4 successes.
Okay.
2 9s, 2 9s, 2 6s. My bad. It's literally 69, 69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So, go ahead. What were you going to say, Lamar?
4 successes.
Perfect. Tell me what this looks like as the 3 of you begin to parkour, climb. It's a lot. There's a lot of debris, but tell me what this looks like for all of y'all.
Well, Ira, due to the ability of multiple trials of like failed tries of trying to jump on mooses and moving mooses, this is a little bit easier for them because the walls don't move. they don't have to time it in such a way. So Ira is able to like just imagine that these are mooses that don't move. So they're able to like jump, and then that's what they do. Yes.
I think it's gonna look really cool for Wander, being super inky in general. So I think what happens is Wander. This is gonna sound like Dex, but I swear it's not. So Wander, it will usually go at it with like a running start and whatnot. And while Dex alone, they could not make most of these jumps. From their feet and hands, it's almost like this long, thick, inky rope like substance essentially gives them the boost that they need or the reach that they need. So it's like, I wouldn't say they're Spider-Manning it, because it's definitely not that like practiced and honed or anything like that. But it's like it's almost like Attack on Titan, actually, where it's like you're just propelled into a direction. But at least you like Wander can pick which direction they want to be up at.
And Kaida.
Kaida just is using his full strength, though. He's just like 1, 2, 3, and like jumping as much as he can, and like grabbing onto a bar and pulling himself up and doing it again. Stealth is not in the picture, but as much like push pull as he can to get over, especially since he's wearing heavy armor. Should be damn near impossible, but he's Kaida.
So my final question for the three of you is, assuming that water level is ground level, how high do you go in terms of like, let's just talk about it like in stories, like building stories.
Kaida likes the ground, so about one story up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, under the assumption that these buildings, like whatever the water level is at, that is considered the ground floor.
Yes.
Up, I wouldn't go higher than 2. So like I want to keep it fairly leveled, so that way if we do fall, it's not that much, like theoretically. And if we're closer to the ground, hopefully the friggin' Scarlet Johansson don't see us.
So, as you are beginning to make your way, Scarjo. So, as the three of you are beginning to make your way and climbing, parkouring, whatever best suits your method of travel, you all see ripples in the water, small waves. Small medium waves like lapping at the buildings that are beneath you. And not too far, but definitely close enough, you hear a sound of crumbling and rocks and splashing and things hitting the water, quickly followed by a loud, ear-shattering screech that vibrates you to your core. And followed by that same sound you heard earlier, Wander, this low bass vibrational tone of what kind of sounds like a wail, but louder and more angry.
Oh no.
And you hear a second building fall and things shake. We're going to go kind of into pseudo combat. Not actually fighting anything unless you decide to fight something, but this is going to become timed.
Okay.
I'd like everyone to please roll me their initiatives.
I know how to do that.
You're just going to roll your dex.
I was going to say it's Dex,
correct,
right?
That sounds like what we should be doing.
And it's by hey, that's 3 successes.
That's 1 success for me.
1 success.
What was that total for all of you?
5 total.
Okay.
Math. It is math total.
Yeah. Okay, so party is in the middle.
What?
Yeah, the party is in the middle
Of the middle of what?
of the initiative.
Why is
You're
there
not
more?
last. You're not last. So,
What?
first, we're going to start at the top of the round.
Okay.
And what you all see coming around the corner, like right in front of you, going in a perpendicular direction to you, is a large, long serpentine creature. Its head just above the water. It has a flat head, almost like a cross between a stingray and a hammerhead shark. It has like slightly greenish blue skin and is huge. It easily takes over the entire street if it were a regular street, but this looks like it has cleared out walkways and travel routes on its own, and as you see, it like fits perfectly, and it is long and it is large. And like before, when you heard the wind, it just goes. And towards the end, you see large, long tentacles as well, like jutting out from the side.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you're not. You're not.
You're not an
Oh,
orca.
You're not. No.
So-
no.
You're not an orca.
we were
You're-
bamboozled.
I don't know the best way to describe this size, so I'm just going to tell you what my theme was for the second half of this game, and it was kaiju, so think that size.
That's not you.
That's a big baby. That's a
That's
big.
big. That's big.
That's a
big
Oh my
big
goodness. Oh my god. Oh.
And-
Ooh, like a colossal squid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
was gonna say
big
that's
baby.
what I was thinking. We were bamboozled. We were krakened. We were leviathan. We were bamboozled.
So when this thing goes by, it knocks into the building that you are all in right now. So
Oh no. Okay.
it is your turn.
I would parkour to a different building because I do not want to fall into it.
Okay. You can definitely do that. So please roll me whatever you would like in terms of
The strength,
or strength.
because I'm a very strong boy.
You will take damage from falling rocks if you fail.
Okie dokie.
The danger here is debris falling and the building starting to crumble.
So that is 3 successes.
Trying to do that. You will take 2 points of vitality damage as you are hit with rocks.
Vitality?
Yes. Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
It goes into your strength and then it will go into
Strength.
your vitality.
Okay, yeah.
Wander or Kaida.
2, right? 2,
2.
you said? Okay. Cool.
Ooh, I'm okay. Rolled with 4, got 4 successes again.
Yeah, you are good. You pass.
Oh, thank God.
And what does that look like?
Okay, well, 1, I'm sweating. 2, I think what it looks like is okay, at this point, I will describe. I was trying to veer away from the ink, basically looking like a venom symbiote. But I think right now, this is probably the best time for it to look like that. I think Wander wears a lot of layers. And Wander is kind of like just like this buoyancy type of a traveler. So I really do think this is the ink coming in clutch with their weird bond to it, making this limb-like appendage. You know what? It would mimic more so of like of tentacles when I think about it. But rather than being like tentacly, it's really just like pulling Wander out of the way. Like Wander knows where to go and knows to go there, but it's like rather than legs moving, it's just the ink weaving, bobbing and weaving out of here.
And Kaida.
What
you doing?
It's a kaiju.
Yeah.
Kinda got bodied by a large hippo last time. So Kaida is going to try to continue to climb up and run away, even though he's not good at it.
I have faith in him.
You should not.
4 seems to be the threshold.
Yeah.
Shibu is flying.
With complete plot armor, Shibu is
I
Sonic.
would like to mention that
Yeah.
Shibu is not the only thing flying currently, as I have 2 successes.
Yeah, so you are also going to take some damage from that. You will also take 2 strength damage, and then eventually it will go into vitality. So you all have gone and are able to make it past this crumbling building. And you are able to get a better look down the area of where this thing just swam by through. And you're able to get a nice picturesque look at a very large, what used to be a skyscraper off in the distance that has just metal twisted and twined around it. There's vines falling down. And you can also see this gigantic kaiju-sized bird with red and black feathers sweeping down towards this serpentine tentacled creature. And it looks like it's about to dive at it at first and scrape it with its claws, which are larger than all of you, before rearing back and flapping its wings, where many feathers are dislodged and are flying at all of you. Well, at it. Some of them miss, but are heading towards you. So I'm going to roll these at all of y'all.
But also, as they're doing this, Ira's gonna look out at them and say, "Let them fight."
So Kaida, you have OB3, I think.
Yep.
You take 3 damage as one of these feathers smacks by you and grazes you.
And the next
Ira,
damage would be vitality.
You have OB what?
Oh, my OB. Let me see. My OB is 1.
You take 7 points of damage.
Wow.
6 points of damage as one of these lodges through your shoulder.
Wow. All right. Math.
And what's your OB, Aki?
Is this Dex or is it Strength? Because that changes. And I'm mostly asking if it's technically it's
it's against strength. That's against Dex damage. So no, this is just going straight for your strength and just doing
then
straight
it's
damage.
1. Yeah, then it's 1.
Okay. So that's a crit because it got 110. You take 12 points of damage. It got 7 successes.
Wow.
Get bodied.
Wow.
It bodied.
Wow.
And
Wow.
for
Wow.
Both of these things, neither of them look like they have noticed you. This looks like you are just caught in the crossfire of something. The water monster launches itself out of the water towards this thing because it had to get a little close to throw these feathers at it, but it just leaps out of the water and starts trying to wrap it up and pull it into the water with it. So you see these two wrestling. But this launch causes a huge wave of water to wash over all of you. I would like y'all to make either a strength check to hold on to some. I'd like all y'all make some kind of strength check to hold on to something.
Okay.
As you are just water everywhere.
So if my just remind me, if my current strength points are 0, I still roll all my
5,
strength
right?
for this.
You use all your strength, but you can't spend any extra points.
There you go. That's all I need to know.
All right. So that's 1.
Hey, that's much
2,
better.
3, 4. All right. Cool. 4 successes.
That'd also be 4 for me.
It was 2. You needed. Sorry, it was 3. You needed 3. So I'm sorry, Wander. You're not able to hold on to your grip.
Yeah, I don't have anything to spend either. I had a feeling it would be within that level.
You all watch as Wander is swept into the water below. And you have ink armor, correct?
I do have ink armor.
Okay, so you're not going to immediately sink. This is the three of y'all's turn.
We should get out of here and let them just kill themselves.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was never. Nope.
What, you don't want to make friends?
I was thinking of riding one of them, but I can't handle two of them at the same time. So.
That's what she said.
Nice. Let's go and jump away, basically. Yes.
So Wander is like a story or two in the water. So I imagine y'all like yelling at each other.
Yes. Let's get out of here. I can't ride them both at the same time.
That's what she said!
And Ira goes, nice. All right.
It's the group's turn.
How submerged in water am I?
We're gonna just say you fell like 2 stories, only like a couple feet. You're not sinking yet.
Okay, cool. Well then I guess I'll have to like climb out for this parkour thing, which is hilarious because the whole time Wander's been holding on to their hat.
And
That
you
is
have a
the
lot
best
of
thing.
flowy clothes.
Yeah, I'm a very flowy person. The fact that it's wet just makes it harder to move, but I don't need to move. I have the ink to do that like for me. I'm more worried about the hat. That's the most I'm worried about, the hat.
Oh.
I'm mostly just trying to get away as well, but I can't take my eyes off this two fighting because I love monsters and I want to be their friend. But I know my own limits. I understand my limits.
Ira, I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
How focused are you on watching them, and how focused are you on doing what you need to do to get away?
She's very distracted.
You're gonna roll with disadvantage.
Great. I always
Did it to
like
yourself.
that.
You did it to yourself.
I did do it to
Played
myself.
yourself.
I played myself.
So you only succeed on a 7 and up.
That's great. 5, right?
So yeah, who's rolling first? What are y'all doing?
I'm parkouring it out of there, but also not paying attention.
You're really
So,
distracted.
very. They're very wonderful creatures, and I love monsters. So let's do it. 1 success. I had 1 8.
Yeah, you are gonna take damage from these more rocks that are falling because this whole thing has been just like crumbling around you. You're gonna take 4 damage from falling debris.
Sure. All right.
And you can take it, right?
I can. It's fine. I'm still
Okay,
alive.
that's good. That's good. I'm actually debating healing right now because I actually don't have much more I can take. I cannot take a handful is the best way to put it. If I had to go based on a number, I cannot take a handful. So I'm actually debating healing instead.
While you're debating, Kaida, what are you doing?
I have a lot of vitality, which is good. So Kaida's just going to try to continue to get the hell out of the way.
Okay.
Still use all of his strength because he's a beefy boy.
Proud of him.
Should be.
Oh, Kaida, did you do it? Kaida, did you do it? No, you didn't, you big silly man. 2.
Yes, you are gonna take.
Wait. That's a 7. 3.
You are still gonna take some damage from falling debris. Not as much as Ira, so you're gonna take 3.
Okay, he's strong. So that's his vitality. He's now taking 3 to his vitality. Is the end of the road anywhere near where we are?
What direction are y'all moving is the best question.
Back to what
Can
would
we
be
move-
considered solid ground for
So
Kaida?
let's just assume like these motherfuckers are over here, right?
Uh-huh.
Y'all started like right here, so you can go like straight, you can go veer that way,
I was gonna say, can we move at a diagonal?
like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do
I
that.
would-
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
figured.
A
I wanted to
diagonal
confirm.
would make a lot more sense.
Yep.
So that way we're still moving forward, or
But
even
not-
upward, but not like
Right.
parallel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can keep moving that way. That's fine.
To which I actually wanted to ask, because I forgot I had this item. I have a ring of path, which grants advantage on all pathfinding related checks, and I wanted to see if there's a chance that I could use that instead of my normal actions to see if I could find a shortcut.
Yes. I will say, in addition to whatever you're trying to do while like trying to get away, you can use this to get advantage on whatever you roll, because it's kind of like a mend of you trying to parkour but also making sure you're going the right way. So I'll give you advantage on that.
Okay, cool. Then
So
what
you'll-
I will, I
you'll-
think what I, yeah, I think then I'll opt for getting out rather than healing.
Mhm.
Once again, can't take more than a handful of damage. Up. The crit was really bad. The crit was really, really bad. So I will opt for this instead, because hopefully if I'm just farther away, they will miss
So
rather
you
than hit me
you'll succeed on a 5 and up now.
on a 5 and up.
Yeah.
Okay. And with when you're rolling with advantage, how does that work?
You will it just widens the range of success. So instead of a 6 and up, it's a 5 and up. So it's the same
And
amount of dice that you would normally roll.
God damn, I'm not gonna succeed then, even if I get my max on strength, because I have nothing to pull into it.
Mhm.
Which means I'm gonna take damage. And I can't take more than a handful of damage. Okay, wait a minute.
You don't know if you're going to succeed or not.
It's change. You don't know.
That's true. That's true. Basically, the maximum amount of successes I can get is 4, like just on my strength alone. So if the answer is more than 4, I will not succeed at all. Like I cannot. It is a gamble.
Yep.
But if I stay here, I will get hurt. I cannot. I can't consume more than. I cannot consume 10 vitality points of ink, or else I'll just drop to 0.
Yep.
So
That is correct.
yeah. I'll move. Yeah, because if I die moving, I die. But if I die standing here, I drown, and that's kind of scarier.
All
3.
right. You do succeed.
Whoa!
Are you swimming or are you getting out? And running?
I think. You know what? It'd be really, really funny to see see Wander start swimming, but it's not actually like Wander is trying to swim themselves, but it's just the ink again going all like like an octopus. Woo, woo. Like when they push off, whoosh. That's what it looks like. So all of the swimming they're doing is probably thanks to the ink.
Okay. This serpent and bird, which kind of looks very similar to Stiff's vulture, at least in terms of beak shape and like wing shape and just general size, form, not size because it's gigantic, but in form, is struggling and is only able to get like one wing out and tear through some of it. So there aren't as many feathers this time. So I'm gonna roll. I don't have a D4 out. So 1 to 3 is Kaida, 4 to 6 is Ira, and then 7 to 9 is gonna be Wander. And on who it's being aimed towards.
Okay.
Me,
It's a
please.
9
Oh fuck.
for Wander.
The one that we don't need to die
I
at the
know.
moment.
I'm so sorry.
Roll low.
I don't think this is good because I got a 10, which means it's an automatic crit against your OB.
It's been critting me like no tomorrow, huh? Today. I think I will die then.
What are you at?
I'm at 4 vitality.
Yeah, so I got 5 successes, so it goes down to 4 doubled.
Yeah, damn it.
Would you like to describe what happens, Wander? Or would you like me to?
Can we play off of each other?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. You go first, because you're the attack.
Sure. The Kaida and Ira, you see these multiple feathers flying towards you. Some of them go wide, but Wander was a little behind you because they fell off into the water with a splash. So you're a little farther ahead of them. So these feathers they fly right behind you. You can hear the wind slicing. But Wander is struck if you look back. And Wander, you feel for the second time what feels like steel just piercing you through the chest.
And I think what happens is when the metal hits, it's like an anchor, so I sink as well. And just as I dip deeper into the water, my hat will float all the way up at top. So there is that, and the wind will sweep it away back to the checkpoint. So that way I have my hat again, nice and mysterious. Because the hat will also have plot armor, I hope. In this case, mysterious.
I will allow you to have some item plot armor. That's soulbound.
It's just the hat. Now everything else. And I don't think there's anything left to come up. I think this body is completely swallowed by the murky waters.
Your body sinks as you feel yourself pinned against this feather. And just like your clothes are just being hit by the water, and they're just wavy and flowing as you continue to sink. And some of your items fall out of your pack, several of which are these little woven cloths given to you by the kids as they are away.
I want to grab them.
If they float, I'll say one of them floats to the top.
I'll grab them, and I'm going to turn to Kaida and goes, I think they'll be back at the checkpoint, so I think it'll be okay.
But Wander does not surface.
I think you're dead.
I mean, we all die. That's fine. We'll just come back at Valere's place.
This body's gonna be so cool, though. This printed is gonna be so cool. No, listen. Can you imagine jellyfish monster?
Yes,
really pretty jellyfish.
Yes, the printless. I want to meet a printless soon. Eventually,
Jellyfish.
Yeah,
I love jellyfish. It's just it's so cool. I'll draw it later.
They don't have any brains.
How dare you? They have feelings.
I mean, I'm just saying that they're like one of the things that in the planet don't have brains and just survive very nicely. The second other animal is myself that don't have brains and does perfectly fine.
We're still in combat for the two.
Oh, that's true. Let's get out of here, kinda. It's fine. I've got their little woven cloths. It's fine. We'll get out of here.
I'm gonna just roll something really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The serpentine creature begins to pull the bird under the water. Kaida and Ira, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move back. I'm actually gonna turn back so that I can go back to where we came from, so I can go back to Valere
Okay.
and try again, sort of.
Okay. You still the rocks are no longer.
Actually-
Oh, go ahead.
To make it easier, I could just, save myself a trip.
That's true. While you think about that, Kaida, do you know what you're gonna do?
Kai's gonna keep climbing. He has a reason to not die. Kai's gonna keep going.
Okay. So Kaida's
I am going to attack. That's what I'm gonna do. I am going to jump on one of these things.
It's like it's not in immediate distance.
I am going to go head towards them.
You can use your movement to do so.
Sweet. I am heading towards them, and then I'm going to shout wherever or whatever, and I'm just gonna shout for Wanda.
So Kaida, you see Ira separate from you, heading off towards these battling monsters. If you're still climbing, you can make your roll.
Yep.
My dog, come on. That's
isn't-
6. Oh,
This isn't going to be as hard because the building is mostly collapsed already and you don't have to dodge debris.
oh, thank God, that's a 7. 3.
Okay, you are okay. And are able to get yourself mostly out of the danger of them fighting because you're moving, the building isn't falling, and there's no feathers at this moment being aimed towards you.
Good.
Ira has moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bird, Scarlet,
Hey.
is
I've
able
always wanted to fly.
is able to wrestle both of its wings out, though its bottom half is still like wrapped and has these tentacles coiled around its bottom half, and it begins to flap to try and get away. Go ahead. What?
Sorry. I'm gonna help it get away.
Okay. It's Blue's turn, so it's gonna try in one more time, and then it'll be up to your turn.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So Blue rolled a 4. You don't need to help it because with a mighty flap, almost kind of like what it essentially does is it takes its wings, takes one massive flap, and basically boxes its head with both wings buffeting it. And the large serpentine creature reels back in pain before Scarlet screeches and backpedals, heading towards that large skyscraper off in the distance, and flies away.
Oh.
It is your turn. Or it's the player's turn. We will get to you, Wander, do not worry.
I was going to jump to like slice at Blue so that Scarlet can go away and like fly away and be free and maybe remember that it was me that helped it. But since it had already flown away, I'm gonna go and just jump anyway, and go on top of Blue and go, I'm your friend. Yes.
Are you actually trying to get its attention, or what?
Oh, I'm just gonna jump on it, but I'm not gonna. I'm trying to like.
Die?
Basically, I just want to die to make the trip easier, but I also want to pet the kaiju.
So you are intentionally dying.
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to tag team it like we did with Wander?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So this thing is ginormous. It honestly does not realize you are on top of it. You are that
beautiful.
small. You are that small, so you can ride it.
I'm riding it.
You
That
are
is what I'm
riding
doing.
it. It's really slick and it doesn't look like it has scales. It's kind of like very soft and slimy unless you are back towards the tentacles, but very slick, kind of hard to hold on to. And it does stare off at Scarlet and its little perch nest for a moment before beginning to swim around everywhere where it's going. It looks like there are tunnels burrowed into what used to be the city everywhere.
All right.
So there's a lot of debris. And how does Ira go this time?
Ira goes out like she normally does, with glee at being able to ride a giant monster. They are just giddy with this whole thing. They're like letting they know that they can't breathe underwater because they're sort of human still, but they're letting like they're trying to hold on to whatever they can, and is just super happy that this is happening. They try to keep their eyes open as as Blue is swimming around, and just like this is beautiful. I can't wait to tell Mara how I went this time. And basically they would probably drown, before like getting their bodies like super crushed in between like the holes and stuff or something.
I believe in terms of safety tools, I'm the only one that said descriptions of drowning.
Sorry.
Was no, it's okay. I think that was only a line for me, correct? Not for anyone else? Question mark? Okay. Then if it's okay, I'd like to describe it to my level of comfort.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I wasn't like going on anyone else's lines and it was just me. So Ira, as you are going on this beautiful joyride of this monster, you get a really nice look of what used to be a large civilization. You see old signs in a language long gone, as well as what used to be bodies down here as well. But you get a nice little scenic view, and eventually, smile on your face, joy in your eyes, you do feel your lungs begin to burn because you can no longer hold your breath, and it feels like you are floating as you die again.
The last thing I say, it's all just bubbles, is worth it. Worth it.
GG's.
Wander. You died. And for a second, you find yourself in just ink, just void as you are floating there. And then slowly, your vision starts to come to you. And you see that little old lady, Valere, standing right above you as she is pouring ink out of her teacup, which is coalescing into the rest of your body. And several minutes later, you feel a hand pat you on the shoulder. Welcome back.
I will take a moment before I sit up. And I think, to keep with the theme, not every part comes back again. I don't necessarily think I'm missing fingers this time, as that was low-key a mechanics thing. But I think instead maybe something else like is missing, like maybe a toe or something like that. Like it's just like when after I do like my pat down, I notice it's missing. And then with how I did with my fingers, I ink fills in its place and it crystallizes, solidifies, so that way it's not much of a hindrance. And then I will look at Valere and say, oh, so Blue's not a whale.
It's not? And she actually holds out like a large linen cloth for you, because when you die, You only come back with you and your rings, nothing else. So you're bare.
Ah, new. I didn't know that. Here I am going, damn, all these layers.
Nope. You come back with nothing. So
I am bare.
that also includes all of your equipment.
That includes like my sickle and everything. Oh my god, that was the worst way to go. Shit.
Same for you, Ira.
Yeah, it's fine. Ira knows what's up.
Okay.
No, that sucks for me. I had cool shit.
We can get it back. It's fine. We'll just travel back to that same area. We have to anyway.
It sank.
It's
I
okay.
sank.
I did too. We'll figure something out.
Oh no. Okay.
We can figure it out between sessions what
We
y'all are
will.
gonna do.
Yeah. Well then, I will become modest and wrap stuff up. If there are bandages, because usually, Wander likes to wrap like all their arms and their legs. That is what I'll start doing. If not, then it'll just be sitting and waiting and being as modest as I can.
We're gonna actually cut back to Kaida. Kaida, you are alone with Shibu. What are you doing? It slowly grows quiet. For a split second, you did hear the gleeful cries of Ira before they are gone. But it's just you and your friend.
It's kind of on level ground now.
You are on ground that is not going to crumble beneath you. I won't say it's level, but it's sturdy.
Kind of we'll just look over at Shibu, wherever they're flying around at. Look back to where his compatriots have died. He goes, without meaning of death, there's no panic. And he'll continue to walk the direction of where they were supposed to go the entire time. He's just happy he didn't die.
There, you are able to continue walking. It is not linear because you do need to continue climbing or sometimes going through crawl spaces or going through large puddles. But now that the two monsters aren't fighting, it's grown quiet again. And you don't have to worry about dodging debris. But you estimate that if you continue heading north and following the ink, you will get out of the metal forest in about a day.
He will continue to follow the ink out of the metal forest, as kind of was a lone wolf before. He's lone wolfing again.
So, with your gear, with Shibu, and with Stiff's gear, you will meet them in about a day. Back to the mushroom circle. Wander, as Valere was able to get you some bandages if you asked for them.
Mm-hmm.
So while you are bandaging up your limbs, Valere is on her rocking chair, just looking up out mindlessly at the woods. And then for a second she stiffens up, stands up, and heads to where you woke up and begins to pour ink out of her cup onto the ground. And it begins to solidify into a familiar form. One pinky missing that is just an inky void, glasses, side shave. Where I'm assuming with a big grin
Yeah.
is Ira.
And I say it again, that was worth it. Oh, hey, Wander. I was gonna give you some of the stuff you lost, but obviously
I'll say you have the hat because I said we can have a soulbound hat. And you
I have your hat.
Oh, yes, thank you. but the happy.
Ira has died so many times that they don't care that they're naked. They know it's happening. And it's just like, here's your hat. That was really fun. And like talks to Valere all like, it's like, that was really fun. Like I didn't realize what was happening down there. Like it was so cool. Have you ever been there, Valere?
No, I have not.
It's beautiful.
The water, last time I was there, the water level was a little lower, but I never actually traveled through there.
It was really great. It was really beautiful.
Also here, because you're wet, and she also hands you a linen cloth, like, to wrap up if you would like. Like, she doesn't seem phased, but like, it's something. It's like common courtesy whenever you get brought back.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's right. I don't have my packs here. That's okay. Hey, I wonder if I could send a message to Mara to send me one of my packs.
I can try.
Okay. No pressure though. This isn't like I said, this isn't my first rodeo. With now it's 18 times. That's great. I'm gonna have a count.
So you would like to send a message, another letter to Mara.
Another letter, just like a quick one that says, "Hey Mara, died again. Can I have one of my packs? Love, Ira."
Oh, you put love this time.
Yes, I did.
You did love last time. You were with love or something like that. So you said
with love, but I
didn't
say I love you. I said I like spending time with you. That is what was said, sort of. But love is always going to be at the end there.
Okay. So we are going to end a little bit early, but is there anything else we would like to do on screen before we do?
Yes. This is just flavor text. I think as what do you call it? As Wander is like bandaging up their hands. It is mostly because it's very you ever see that really cool, nice gradient where the hand is like all black and then it goes up to what their skin color actually is? That is Wander's like arms and legs. It's like this pitch Vanta color that goes all the way up, gradients back into their skin. And their skin's already like very like it's vitiligo, so it's already patchy with different colors. But that's where it's at its darkest. And so Wander just bandages it all the way up to like right there, and that's where they'll stop, like wherever the gradient stops. And so I will need 4 rolls.
That's fair. She has it. Kaida or Ira?
Ira's just gonna chill and wait until maybe Wander is ready, or maybe until like I get my stuff, and then probably start heading back there again.
And Kaida, would you like to do anything else before we end?
Kaida will hold on to it, will like squeeze his telepathic ring into someone who no one's seen yet. It says, "I've kept my promise. Shibu's still safe.
Ooh.
I'll be home soon, maybe."
Backstory.
You came in with backstory?
Wow.
I can't wait to learn it.
Backstory. Lore drop.
Love a good lore drop. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for session 2 of Printweaver Journey. Let's go around, say who we are, where you can find us, and anything else you would like to. The sign-offs. Who would like to go first?
I can go first. Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. Today I played Ira, the traveler with a death wish, I guess. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host of a show called Trial Run. It's a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I create a character with them and run them through a quick one shot. As a TTRPG personality myself, you can check out all of my stuff by just going to bio.link/classical Glyza, where my schedule is posted and I update it usually every week. And basically look for me at classical Glyza everywhere on the socials, but especially on Twitter, because I make all of my announcements there. I'm very active on there. I'm occasionally funny, I guess, but I always try to be a delight. Thank you.
Successful.
I'll talk. Hi, everybody. My name is Lamar the Con Guy. That's Lemer the Con Guy. Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all social medias, all the same thing. I am on this game. I just did something Creators Assemble that hopefully will be out in the next couple weeks, where we played a game in an actual haunted location. Ooh. Everything's slowing down. If you're in the Southern California area and live anywhere near a place called Upland, my band Radio Go will be doing 2 shows, one at The Rock and one in September. Make sure you follow my social medias for that. The next convention I'll be going to is Anime Pasadena, I believe in November. Well, I'll be doing various amount of funny panels, and then I am preparing to go to potentially 2 in December, and definitely be at Anime Los Angeles this coming January, doing at least 10 panels, probably more. I'm gonna die.
That will leave it to me. Hi, I'm Aki. You can find me all over, anywhere, usually at Akinomi_art. If you like me and like Pathfinder, then you're gonna absolutely love my Monday streams, which happen at Nat 20 Productions at 8 p.m. Pacific. Pretty sure it's 8 p.m. Pacific, where we basically do magical school shenanigans. And it's a good stream. You gotta love it. I love it. I have a British accent there. It's not a good British accent, but it's vaguely British, and that's good enough for me. I do a lot of things, so just head on over to my Twitter to figure it all out with me. And I was the first party to. I think that's very important. I think I deserve a reward. Like maybe my axe back, please. Just the axe.
I have an idea on what we can do and how to handle items after. We can talk about it after the game. But hi, everybody. My name is Mary. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. I run this game here on Saturdays. And then I'm also in an Avatar Legends game on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern on Valdrian's channel. Other things we have going on the channel right now is on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we have Demon's Creek, our Urban Shadows all POC Wild West game. They're, I think, on session 4. They're a good part through the game, and it's super exciting. On Mondays, we have our D&D 5e game, The Mind and the Martyr, at 9 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. Wednesdays is open right now. We just finished our Once More Into the Void game, where you can watch all the VODs on YouTube. Every other Thursday, and I believe the next session is this coming Thursday, is Camp Carnage, our Monster of the Week game, at 7 p.m. ET. And, oh wow, that's a lot of stuff, but I think that's it. What we are going to do is we are going to go raid D&D Jordan Lee, who's playing some D&D right now. So everybody please go give them and the cast some love, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.